Hey, what's up? This is Ben from WODprep, and in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact movements that you're gonna see in the CrossFit Open this year. The reason I can say that is because year after year, they have the same movements, and a lot of them are ones that you should probably be practicing right now. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through, you're gonna take a tour with me through this wonderful gym, and I'm gonna show you the exact movements you need to know before the CrossFit Open. But really quick, at the end of this video, I am going to give you a special gift where you can get the free WODprep strategy guides for each and every CrossFit Open workout. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can sign up for the strategy guides so that you get your best score possible on the CrossFit Open. And I'm gonna show you how to do that at the end of this video, so stick around. Let's get after it. So the first movement I'm going to take you to involves this barbell. Which barbell movement are you going to see? Which one has been programmed every single Open? It is the one-arm snatch. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually a thruster. So here I am. I'm going to pick up the bar, hold it on my front rack, making sure not to smash my mics, and I'm going to squat and go overhead. So you will see a thruster in the CrossFit Open. It's happened every year as far as I remember, and as far as my team remembers. Every single year there are thrusters. So no matter how much you hate them, they're coming. Next, even though these haven't been programmed necessarily in every Open, there's probably going to be some more barbell work. It's not just going to be thrusters. There will probably be some form of snatch. Okay, normally a power snatch. There might be an overhead squat. They haven't programmed a squat snatch from what I understand. I know I said squat snatch. All the Olympic lifters hate me now. Another movement they might do is some sort of clean or clean and jerk. So you might see something like this with a jerk overhead, or maybe just some power cleans, or they've also done full cleans in the past. So with that in mind, we know a barbell is going to show up, and we absolutely positively know thrusters will be one of those movements. Whew. All right, come on, let's move on. Whew. Hopping over on this wonderful Rogue rig on the Spiel bar. It's time to do some gymnastics. Here's another couple movements that have shown up in every single CrossFit Open. What do you think they are? I'll give you a hint. It's a toes to bar. So a toes to bar has shown up every single year. Whew, I'm super out of breath. I've never done a video like this. So the thruster, or excuse me, the toes to bar has shown up every single year in the CrossFit Open. You can expect it this year. This year there might be a variation with the rings, but as far as we're concerned, chances are toes to bar are going to happen because they've happened every single year. Another movement that you can expect, chest to bar. So every single year there's been some sort of pull up. You can do it kipping, you can do it kind of quasi butterfly like I just did, or you can do it strict, it doesn't matter. But the general standard for pull-ups in the Open is chest to bar. It's not just chin above the bar, because that's a lot harder to judge. It's really easy to see if your chest touches the bar. So chances are in the Open, there's going to be some form of chest to bar pull-up. Next up, we have another movement that involves the straight bar. Guess what it is? It is the bar muscle up. So with a bar muscle up, it hasn't happened every year, but it's happened the last several years. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them. It's something that you definitely want to learn if you haven't yet. And obviously we have a lot of really good free training content about bar muscle ups for you here on YouTube. All right, if the bar muscle up isn't programmed this year, or maybe even if it is, we might also have rings with the ring muscle up. Another movement that we're kind of predicting this year is the toes to rings. We saw it in the CrossFit Games. We might see it this year. Watch out for some sort of muscle up, either bar or ring. And then when they do that movement, they might do toes to bar. Bar muscle ups and toes to bar are a common combination. Or they might do ring muscle ups with toes to rings, which is kind of like a new movement according to the CrossFit Games this year. If you haven't started learning them yet, you might as well get started, because double unders, I would bet my house. I'm not actually betting my house, very clear, but I would maybe bet my house that double unders are going to show up this year. So if you can't do this, and you can't do it while looking at a camera and talking and trying not to breathe very heavy, then you should probably get practicing. Remember, even if you can't do unbroken double unders like that, in the open, it's all about just getting good reps. So even if your double unders look like this, where you can only really do one at a time, guess what? I just did 2 RX reps, hypothetically, in the CrossFit Open, and that's awesome. So make sure you're practicing your double unders. Don't just default to single unders. I love it when I see people get their first double unders in the open. Maybe you can be one of them. Next, for a while, there was no cardio equipment in the open. But the last 5 years running, hasn't been every open, but the last 5 years, we've seen this machine right here. Personally, not a huge fan because it's very difficult for me because I'm short, but that's not going to be an excuse. You're almost guaranteed to see some sort of row for calories in the open. I don't think we've done any row for meters or row for distance. Maybe we will this year because we do have a standardized piece of equipment. Pretty much everyone uses the Concept 2. Some people used, not knockoff rowers, but other versions of rowers that accumulated calories a lot more quickly. I just don't see any other piece of cardio equipment other than the ERG, or the Concept 2 indoor-outdoor rower. This is probably going to be the machine that's used again this year, and it's probably going to be a calorie row. Let me show you how to do it really quick, just in case you don't know. It's going to look like this. In last year's open workout where we had the row, Coach CJ, one of the WODprep coaches, gave an awesome breakdown on how to row better and more effectively. So we'll make sure to share that this year if a calorie row does pop up. But we got good content for you to make sure you're not rowing like, you know, whatever this is. So I've seen it done before, folks. I've seen it done before. It's really important to be efficient on this. It's not just pulling the handle as hard as possible. Now, let's talk about the next saga of movements. This particular movement has shown up for the last 5 years. I think I might have misspoke. This actually showed up the last 6 years. This next movement has shown up the last 5, or I could have that wrong. It could be 5 and 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. Who really cares? This movement's happening, and it's probably going to happen in this fashion, and that is the strict handstand push-up. So, in the past, all kinds of different handstand push-ups were allowed in the open. However, what we had in various scandals with athletes who I will not mention, we had issues with feet being too wide, hands being too wide, handstand push-up standards being something like this, and that's just not going to happen this year. So be on the lookout for a strict handstand push-up. That was a new standard last year, one that WODprep actually did predict along with a few other channels. So be on the lookout for a strict handstand push-up. Remember, that's going to be some sort of standard where your hands can't be wider than a box. I think it was 24 inches by 36. Head needs to touch, and you need to lock it out overhead. Touch the heels at the top. That's probably going to be the new standard. So keep an eye out for handstand push-ups. Maybe they'll go back to kipping and some other new random measurement standard. Who really knows? But I'm predicting handstand push-ups, and they're going to be strict. Another trend that we've noticed for the last 2 years, and one that I wouldn't be surprised again shows up in the RX division towards the end of a workout, is a handstand walk. Hopefully I look really good on camera, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do a handstand walk this year. The reason is, it's happened the last 2 years. It's a really cool movement, I think, and a lot of people saw big breakthroughs. The open tends to get people to try things that they never usually try in their normal workouts. Handstand walks, it's a really easy thing where we can map out that 25-foot distance and easily demonstrate that we can do the movement. So look out for handstand walks somewhere in the open, probably towards the end of a workout. You'll probably have to earn them. It's not going to be a standard that's included right off the bat, but if you are a high-level CrossFitter and you want to make it to maybe that top 200 qualifier if you're in the Masters division, or obviously if you're trying to make the top 20 cut, or trying to win your age, or if you're trying to win your country, it's really important that you know handstand walks because chances are you're going to need them. Okay, and the last prediction I want to make, this one's going to be a little bit more vague, but we will have these guys. Dumbbells will show up again. They've shown up in the last several opens, and various capacities. There was that one year where Dave Castro just wanted dumbbells in absolutely everything. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some really interesting combinations and maybe some new dumbbell movements. We could see something like a devil's press, just something along these lines, okay? Could see just a double dumbbell snatch. We could see what we saw at the CrossFit Games. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple of movements carry over from there. We could see something like a hang snatch, one-armed hang snatch, or we could see a clean and split jerk, or what, I don't even remember how they use their feet, but we'll figure it out when it does happen. But we're definitely going to see some movements that we haven't seen before in this year's CrossFit Open, and you can take my guarantee for that. So another thing I want to mention is that how are these workouts going to be programmed? The most popular type of workout is a couplet followed by a triplet. When I say a couplet, that's combining two movements together and adding some sort of time capacity or some sort of round capacity. So it could be thrusters and pull-ups. It's obviously a very common one. They'd be chest to bar pull-ups, remember. It could be maybe rowing and double unders. It could be rowing and handstand push-ups. There's all kinds of different combinations, but that's what a couplet is. Next, we have a triplet. Triplet is just 3 movements stacked on top of each other. So rather than maybe thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups, maybe it's thrusters, double unders, and chest to bar pull-ups. That'd be an example of a triplet. But normally in the open, that's the kind of workout you're going to see. It's going to be a 10-minute AMRAP, maybe a 15-minute AMRAP, somewhere in between that 7 to 20-minute range of an AMRAP. Or we've also seen in the past where Dave Castro will drop the mic and say, this workout is for time. So you might see something like that. Usually there'll be some sort of time cap, or he'll just totally screw everyone over and not put a time cap on a really difficult workout like he's done in the past, and I'm in 100% support of it. So that's what you should look out for. We have seen some really long chippers where maybe it'll start with, you know, a like 60 calorie row, then 50 double unders or 50 toes to bar. And you know, we've seen those long chippers, but don't expect too many of them. Mostly it's going to be couplets and triplets. What's up, everybody? If you want to get the ultimate strategy guide for every single CrossFit Open workout, then all you have to do is click the links down there. So they're in the comments below this video or in the description. I pinned the top comment, and you can go there and download or sign up for the complete WODprep strategy guide for each and every CrossFit Open workout. So as soon as the CrossFit Open 20.1 workout is released, you will get an email from me directly to your inbox, and it's going to tell you exactly how to get your best score possible. We cover things like warm-ups, we cover things like cool downs, we cover things like mobility. We make sure that you get your best score possible, along with insider tips and strategies that we update throughout the weekend. So before I hop down from this bar, because it's getting really tiring up here, make sure that you click the thumbs up button. Make sure that you smash that subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell that's like maybe down here somewhere, so that you don't miss any of the videos that we come out with during the Open. You don't want to miss any of the great content we're releasing. So hit subscribe, hit like, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next video.